Hey, welcome to the channel or welcome back. It's been a while since I only had two videos on here. Started the channel a few months ago. Turned out to be a bad time to start, but now I think I have that time where I can start posting videos consistently and thought new Star Wars news was a good place to jump back in. That's right. We finally have some news that doesn't involve another mediocre Disney Plus show. Andor season 2 is officially on the way. Now, I know Andor wasn't a massive hit in terms of its numbers, but it seemed to be by far really the most critically acclaimed Star Wars show on Disney Plus that even fans who did stay with it and watched it really enjoyed the show as well and think it was the best thing that they've put out there. I think a lot of fans maybe left after a couple of episodes because it really was a slow burn. So if that's not your type of thing, then you probably were going to tune out. But I enjoyed it. I think it's the best thing Disney Plus has done, and they did finally just drop a we'll call it a mini trailer or a teaser. And it does have some, well, we'll play this for a little bit. I don't know how much I can play. I know I'm not going to be able to play the music for sure, and that's one thing we'll talk about as well, though, so go check this out yourself because the music, well, it's not Star Wars music, I'll leave it at that for right now. And by the way, there's not a lot of dialogue either, so you're not missing a ton of stuff. They're just sort of setting it up, not really giving a whole lot away except for one thing that I found was interesting. That right there, and you'll see some others as well that I'm not going. Yeah, that right there. So this made me think, and I might as well say it now. The other thing you're going to see is Ben Mendelsohn's Krennic as well. So it makes me wonder where in the timeline are we? How close? Because as we saw with Andor, it sort of set up his whole beginning, I should say, of his journey of his character arc. So it seemed like it was quite a ways away when he talked about how long he's been in this fight in Rogue One. But here, seeing Forrest Whitaker, we're going to see Ben Mendelsohn and the Death Star in a bit here. It makes me wonder how close to the events of Rogue One are we? We know Andor obviously is a prequel to the Rogue One movie. And so how much space is there? Is season two? Do they already know season two is it? Are we going to run right up to Rogue One, or have they storyboarded this out and it's like, hey, we're going to go with a season two and a season three, and then that's going to be it? It's going to be interesting to see what we get in this, and if we can figure out how close to Rogue One it actually is going forward. But anyway, for the music, if you don't go check it out yourself, it's like, I don't know, a remix of Tom Petty or something, sort of a vibey rock and roll type thing. There's Ben Mendelsohn, no Star Wars. There was the Death Star, but no Star Wars music at all in this video, which is absolutely wild to me. It's like, Disney, you've messed up so many things and you don't get to give us Star Wars music in a Star Wars trailer. I really hope this is not what it's going to be like for the actual series. But in looking at this, I kind of like in this one that they didn't give us a lot of the specific as to what's going on. We can kind of get the idea that we've expanded a little bit less of a slow burn, and maybe we're moving into a little more of the action of it, and it's gotten more involved with the rebellion. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out as well. But as you can see, it seems like we've already seen more action in the trailer. There's Saul again, so he's a that looks like the pilot. That looks to me like the pilot as well. So it's going to be interesting. I enjoyed Andor. I know it was a slow burn, which turned a lot of people off. I enjoyed it. It seemed again, if season one was sort of about the start of him getting involved and that whole very much in the shadows, the rebellion very much in the shadows and building stuff. Season 2, I don't know if we're gonna get full on war mode, but it looks like we're gonna get at least a lot more action. The rebellion might be a little bit more in the open in terms of what they're doing, and it's not going to be the slow burn that season was. What, but like I said, what got weird was the music. I mean, it really was like some sort of Tom Petty. remix, which cool. I mean, but this isn't Guardians of the Galaxy. Star Wars has some of the most iconic music ever, and Disney just ignored it. I mean, it's really great idea, Disney. You've pretty much got most of the fans to be like, Star Wars," and now you're gonna do this. I mean, I'm sure Star Wars fans are gonna be super hyped if they hear "Free Fall" and during the show instead of some epic John Williams score. And don't get me wrong, I love Tom Petty, but if I hear "American Girl" while TIE fighters are flying by and there's a space battle, I'm not really sure that's gonna work. Here's the big issue, though, is like Star Wars fans have been waiting and waiting for something to get excited about. Disney has been serving up disappointment after disappointment. Haven't had a Star Wars movie since The Rise of Skywalker, and it seems like they announce projects and then we never hear about them again, or eventually they get canceled 2 weeks later. And let's face it, most people would be happy to never hear of the Disney trilogy ever again. They'd love to pretend it did not happen. Even the live action shows have had issues. Obi-Wan was a mess. Book of Boba Fett was an absolute mess and just was kind of the Mandalorian season 2.5. Ahsoka, it had some moments, but Andor 1 gave us something different, even though it wasn't huge in numbers. It was smart, it was well done, it was intense, the writing was good, the acting was good. You got to see a lot of things in it that you didn't see anywhere else in Star Wars, and it treated the Star Wars fans like adults. So I'm looking forward to season two. Of course, I don't expect much, but I'm hoping because at least Andor season one was good. So if they could just continue with what they did, maybe it's the show that gets people excited about Star Wars again. So Disney, I am begging you, don't screw this up. First, give us the epic Star Wars movie. I know this might have been just for the trailer, but please don't do that for the series. Keep the smart writing and let Andor season two deliver and get people excited about Star Wars again. Otherwise, it's just gonna be another in a what has now become a long line of just mediocre, if not bad, Star Wars content, which unfortunately that's what Star Wars has become now, content. And eventually it's gonna be some weird crossover, right, that they've got with Grogu and Rey and Captain Jack Sparrow America. I don't know at this point, but let me know your thoughts. Are you excited about season Andor season 2? Did you watch the first one? Are you worried that Disney will drop the ball again? Let me know in the comments below. Really please appreciate you checking out this video. I know it's been a long, long time. The few subscribers I have are probably like, what is this thing in my feed? I don't think I've ever seen this thing before, but if you did happen to click on it and you did enjoy it, I do appreciate that. If you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel as well if you're completely new, and I will talk to you later.